What's going on, man? It's your boy Mouthpiece, and I'm back with the yeah, you heard me. So today we gonna get into this NBA YoungBoy arrest, man. As we all probably know right now, NBA YoungBoy was arrested Tuesday, um, and they charged him with like 6 charges. Well, actually 63 charges, but he's got one charge with 20 counts. He got another charge with 20 counts. Shit like that. But I've been watching the bloggers and YouTube and I see people trying to come up with this conclusion that maybe finesse 2 times has something to do with this man getting locked up, or uh, honeycomb braids having something to do with this man getting locked up. I got the real story, man. And all of this is Kentrell's own doing, man. That should be the name of his next album. Whenever he do get out of this shit, Kentrell's own doing, because this all is all him, man. Ain't nobody else got nothing to do with this. So basically, police are saying that NBA YoungBoy himself, and I don't know how they just gonna say that when they wasn't in the fucking room with him, but they saying that NBA YoungBoy called in several prescriptions to pharmacies around Utah as a doctor, and that he had correct DEA number, uh, and basically the doctor's MPI number, and all of the doctor's identification to prescribe, send in this prescription. So basically, that's identity fraud, and when you're talking about a doctor doing prescription, that's kind of up there in identity fraud. Um, so they did this and made these calls to several different pharmacies. And one of the pharmacies noticed that the number that they were calling from was not the doctor's usual number. So they called the doctor directly. And the doctor told them, no, I didn't write those prescriptions for that lady. And he also said that that happened several times that day. So they started investigating it. And they found that it was like 20 pharmacies or whatever that these prescriptions were being called in at. And they actually detained 2 young ladies that were picking up one of those prescriptions. Um, and those young ladies eventually were arrested, and the car that they were in was registered to Kentrell Gaulden, NBA YoungBoy. So at one point, NBA YoungBoy's business manager called the sheriff's department to see about getting an impounded car back. And they asked to talk to YoungBoy. Um, and he said he didn't know nothing about no drugs or whatever, but the officer said that he thought he heard YoungBoy in the background asking the business manager to ask about the prescription. So these girls then got locked up, your car's impounded. You worried about the prescription. Uh, so boom, this is what started the investigation. They ended up getting a warrant to search his house. And when they went to his house, he again denied that he knew anything about this prescription fraud. But they did find a bottle of codeine is what we talking about, promethazine, in his house with one of the names from one of the prescriptions that they had called in. So they found evidence at his house that he was getting those fraud prescriptions. Um, they also found weed in the impounded car. Um, and they found a gun at his house. Now, NBA YoungBoy says that the gun belongs to his wife, uh, but the paperwork is saying that the gun was easily accessible, and anybody that's a convicted felon, you should know that if you have a firearm in your house, it has to be under lock and key. It can't be in the drawer. It can't be in the dresser in the shoebox. The bitch gotta be under lock and key, bro. You know what I'm saying? And they tell you that when you're a felon, they tell you that. But they say the gun wasn't under lock and key. And they also say that at some point during the conversation, NBA YoungBoy actually admitted to moving the gun, which is also admitting to possessing the gun as a convicted felon. Uh, so originally, I looked at those charges and I was like, man, he gonna have some of the best lawyers in the country. He probably gonna come home soon. And now I'm looking at this and I'm like, I think they might be finna make an example of him. Uh, I believe those two gun charges that he fighting are in Louisiana, if I'm not mistaken. And we should all know around the world how Louisiana judicial system work. Fuck you. That's how it work. And you know what happens is that judge get tired of seeing you come through there, man. You know, they was already had some leniency on him. He was talking about some mental health issues and stuff like that. But at some point, man, them judges in Louisiana, they just get tired of seeing you come through there. And fuck who you are. You know, and I'm hoping that they ain't finna make no example out of him, man. At the same time, young boy, what is you doing, man? You did this to yourself, bro. You ain't got nobody to blame but your motherfucking self. And another thing I want to say before I get up out of here is there was somebody, and I can't remember who it was, but there was somebody that years ago that said the rap game is changing and has changed. And the comment that they made was the rap game went from the drug dealers to the drug users. And when you look at the totality of the rap game right now over the last few years, got Juice World. Rest in peace to Juice World, man. But that's, drugs. Look at Kodak just not too long ago. You know what I mean? And he admitting to doing mollies and, you know what I'm saying, smoking the deuce with the chemicals and, you know what I'm saying? So, like, majority of these rappers got drug problems, you know? And it ain't a whole lot of rappers out right now that was actually getting money in the streets. Now, a bunch of them probably got, murder jackets on them and they were gang banging and this and that. But tell me how many of them got a jacket for selling work, selling heroin, selling weed, hustling in the streets. You know what I mean? Like, most of these young niggas ain't got that kind of jacket, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about drug use and killing. I I mean, That wasn't the game before, man. I'm 44 years old, man, and I think it's an attack on the rap game. I'm gonna just be honest with y'all, and I'm gonna talk about that in another video. But I think it's a full on contracted hit on what we currently know as the rap genre. Uh, but like I said, I'm gonna get to that in another video. But anyway, man, that's the real story coming out of Utah. Stop trying to put other people in this shit, man. This man did this to himself. His next album should be Kentrell's Own Doing, and we praying for the best for him. Hey, I'm the boy Mouthpiece, and this been the Yeah, man. Thank you for watching. I'm gone.